Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to get this little drugstore glam. This is a fully glam, full coverage, full sparkly eye makeup look. If you guys want to see how I got this makeup look, then just keep on watching. So I'm starting out with the L'Oreal Matte Lock Primer. And I tend to get dry skin, so I'm just keeping that right on the sides of my nose and not really into these crevices because that's where I tend to get a lot of dry skin. Okay, I'm going to move on to the eyes right now because in case there's any fallout, I don't want to have to clean that up once I've already put on my face makeup. I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Primer. This one's really good, but it dries super fast, so you have to make sure to blend out the edges before it dries down completely. I'm going to set my eyelid using the Wet n Wild Single Shadow in Creme Brulee. I'm just using a large e.l.f. brush. I'm going to start with a really light transition. This is called Running Late by Colourpop, and I'm going to take that on a super fluffy brush. Next, I'm going to take the shadow Desert Sands by Geek, and I'm going to take that on a really tiny blending brush. This is just a smaller version of that last brush. I'm also focusing this color a little bit lower down into my crease and more towards my lash line. For the very outer corner, I'm going to take this color right here and just deepen up that outer corner. I'm going to do my brows really quickly with the LA Girl Shady Slim Brow Pencil in the shade Brunette. This is just so that I can visualize better what the eye look is going to look like. And that's all that I'm going to do for right now. For the rest of my eyeshadow, I'm going to be using these Colourpop palettes, and I know that they're not out anymore, but it's really hard to find Colourpop palettes that are still out because they just keep cycling through new palettes and new releases. So I'm going to be using an old one, but I'm pretty sure that they like recycle shadows, and so shadows that you find in this palette you're probably going to find in another palette or at least a similar shade. And the Colourpop formula is really good, so I want to get use out of these palettes. On the very outer corner, I'm going to take this plummy purple shade and just put that right over that dark shade that we laid as a base. Next, I'm going to start doing some layering of eyeshadow, so I'm going to take this color right here and just place that all over my entire lid except for the outer corner. Next, I'm going to take this grayish purple sort of shade and just tap that between the color that we just put on in the outer corner. I'm not sure if this is going to ruin the look or not, but I'm going to take this color right here and just tap that over the two colors that we just put down. And I just tapped this shade right into the inner corner. And then I'm taking the JCat Beauty Holographic 3D Eye Topper in the shade Viridian. And I just started tapping that right in the middle of my eye between those dark shades and those light shades. So it looks a little bit crazy right now, but I'm just going to blend those shimmers together into the crease like this. I'm going to go back in with this shade right here and just tap that right into the inner corner to sort of blend that liquid shadow into the inner corner shadows. And to blend that crease in a little bit further, I'm going to take that very first transition shade that we used, this one right here, and just blend all those colors together into the crease. Okay, and for my foundation, I'm going to be mixing two shades. I'm using the Physicians Formula, the Healthy Foundation in shades LW2 and MW2. And then I'm going to be mixing in a little bit of the LA Girl Pro Color Foundation Mixing Pigment in yellow. Okay, so there are the three components that I'm going to be mixing. And then I'm just going to apply it to my face. And I'm going to use the e.l.f. Airbrush Stipple brush, I think it's called that, and just buff that in. Before you do anything else, I'm going to spray my face with the Flower Beauty Seal the Deal Hydrating Setting Spray, just because I feel like that primer that I put on might have dried me out a little bit too much, so I'm just going to add a little bit more hydration back. And for my under eyes, just because I want to have like the most full coverage glam kind of look going on, I'm going to put some of this Pixi corrector underneath my eyes in Awakening Apricot. This is just going to cancel out some of the darkness that you can see. And then once I put on a concealer over top, it's going to look really full coverage. And the concealer I'm going to be using is this Maybelline Concealer Instant Age Rewind in the shade Sand. And I'm going to put that underneath my eyes and then also on any acne spots that I have. And I'm also going to clean up my eyeshadow just along this line. For highlight, I'm going to be using the Colourpop highlighter in Lunch Money as a base for my other highlighter. So I'm going to start with this and then put another one on top. And on top, I'm going to go in with the Wet n Wild MegaGlo highlighter in the shade Bloom Time. Right now it's looking a lot like a stripe of highlight, but I'm going to put on bronzer and blush and everything, and then it'll sort of be toned down. Next I'm going to do bronzer. I'm going to be using the Maybelline Stick Foundation Fit Me Shine Free foundation, and I'm going to be using the shade 330 Toffee to create a little contour. And then that contour I'm going to be setting with a bronzing powder, which is the Maybelline City Bronzer in the shade 200. For blush, I'm going to go with one of my pinkier blushes, and this is the Wet n Wild Color Icon blush in the shade Mellow Wine. Okay, now I'm going to zoom you guys in and finish up the lower lash line. Okay, now taking the smaller of the two blending brushes that we used, I'm going to take this shade right here and just put that on the lower lash line as a transition. And then I'm going to take this itty bitty brush and take that same purple that we used before, this one right here, and just put that on the lower lash line, focusing it on the outer corner. And taking that same brush, I'm going to go into this dark brown color and just focus that closer to the lash line. And finally, just on the very outer corner, I'm going to take this this dark shade that we used on the lid and just focus that on the very outer corner. I'm just taking some of that purple shade again on a tiny little brush and using that to blend it out. I'm going to finish up my eye look with some mascara and lashes. The lashes I'm using are these Allure lashes in the style Opulent. I'm going to keep the lips really simple, so I'm going to go in with this lip liner first. It's the LA Girl Perfect Precision Lip Liner in the shade Flesh. And then over top I'm going to put the L'Oreal Color Shine lipstick in 900 Glossy Fawn. Okay, so here is the completed drugstore glam. that is it for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this little drugstore glam makeup tutorial. It was really fun to try and create a completely drugstore look that was fully glam. I hope that you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please give this video a big ol' thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.